Hello everyone, and welcome to your second royal reading of today, a Monday. And the big news of today in royal circles, or not so royal circles, is Harry's court case against the ANL group, the Daily Mail. Basically the hacking story. The hacking story from way back when. I have read on it already, just done a preliminary sort of snoop at the energy, and now I'm getting into a story that to me is more meaty and more interesting. And this story concerns, as I understand it, one of the key witnesses for the claimants in the case. And there are multiple claimants. There's Harry, there's Elton John, Liz Hurley, what's her face? I forget her name. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There are a few of them. And this guy, Gavin Burrows, is a private investigator. And again, as far as I understand it, and if I am misrepresenting this by mistake and because I'm not understanding his role properly, I do apologize. It's not intentional. But as I understand it, Gavin Burrows is a private investigator who, way back when all of this hacking was going on, was involved in it. And has now come out and talked about it, and is going to be a witness in this case, or is a witness in this case for the claimants and an advisor. Interesting. But anyway, he has said on Twitter about 6 months ago, he tweeted, "I hope it doesn't come to it, but information is coming to light which could crush all claims against the Daily Mail. Definitely not what I want. I pray for common sense." And that is being retweeted around on social media at the moment because people are digging around to see what he has said in the past. And it sounds like he's backtracking, or he's saying that there is some problem with the case, that people have possibly exaggerated their claims or something like that. And the reason people are speculating, myself included, but also many people on social media, are speculating about claimants exaggerating and doctoring evidence is because he has very recently been tweeting about other cases in the UK where claimants have exaggerated their claims and doctored evidence. So what is going on? I saw little hints of this in the previous reading that I did, the general kind of overall look at the court case, the hacking case from Harry's point of view. I am now going to look at this. I'm using the Tarot of the Abyss. It's a dark tarot. And I'm going to do a quick little 5-card reading. I'm going to check in his energy. Who is he? Is he trustworthy? What should we think of him according to what the tarot tells us, the energy of the tarot? We're going to see whether people have perhaps exaggerated their claims, fudged things, whether Harry is aware of this, and the impact that this might have on the case for the claimants. And as I'm shuffling and as I lay the cards out, I have to remind you, because we're dealing with legal proceedings, we are using tarot. This is just tarot for fun, for entertainment. It is all opinion. It is speculation, gossip. We read archetypal energy here because it involves archetypal family, the royal family. And there is one more shuffle. There is a disclaimer in the box below. Please read it. Please form your own opinions about this, and everything in this reading has the word allegedly attached to it. So we've said all of that, done our housekeeping. Now we're going to have a look at this rather strange twist in the tale, because it looked like a cut and dried case, very clear, very obvious, newspaper very culpable. They were all doing it seemingly way back when, so there it goes, finished. But an interesting energy has come out. Well, two actually. We might as well have them both out. We've got the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords. These are our underlying energies, the cards that sit under everything else and form all the other cards. And the Ten of Wands is a terrible burden that someone is carrying. Could be this guy carrying this terrible burden. and a Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords in this tarot deck for me is quite a disappointing Ten of Swords. It's well, it's just too metaphoric. Is that a word? But it's normally somebody lying prone on the ground, dead, face down, 10 swords in their back, ruined reputation, rock bottom, down and out, doesn't get worse. So we've got two very uncomfortable cards here as the underlying energy for this reading. That somebody is carrying a very heavy burden that they might want to put down. They're very alone carrying this burden, and somebody's reputation could be destroyed. And my money is on people who have been fudging evidence, because that's what we're looking at. So let us look at the actual cards and see the overall situation. What we're talking about here, we're talking about the Four of Pentacles. That's our situation. That's somebody who is in control or trying to hang on to something. Somebody who is quite blocked, quite closed off, quite shut down. But they're definitely hanging on to something. They're hanging on generally to money. It's the miser card. Gimme, gimme, gimme. It's mine. I'm not going to let go of it. But it is also about trying to control a situation and hang on to something. Hanging on to whatever a usefulness this person has, perhaps. These are wild speculations that are prompted by the cards that I have laid out in front of me on this tarot table. But somebody is trying to hang on to something that is of value to them. And I won't go any further than that on that card. Let us see what universe wants to tell us about this man in particular, this private investigator who has been very vocal about what has been going on, but now seems to be somewhat backtracking. What does universe want to tell us about him as a person? We've got the Empress in reverse. Ha! The Empress in reverse is upright. Well, upright Empress is very abundant, very fruitful, very fertile, very lovely, a beautiful, desirable energy, very creative. She's the mother. She is the divine feminine, but she's in reverse. Is he the plaything of a toxic feminine? Is this what universe is trying to tell us? That somewhere behind the scenes there is a toxic feminine energy that is influencing him, prompting him, making him speak out and say these things. Pure speculation, wild speculation for fun. Not casting aspersions on this man's character and reputation at all. Just reading tarot cards for fun. Let us see now whether evidence has been exaggerated, claims have been fudged, doctored, evidence has been doctored, anything like that. Has there been some hanky-panky, some skullduggery? We've got the Nine of Swords in reverse. Yeah. It does look at it, and I apologize for the shiny light on the cards. I know it's off-putting, but it's tricky to hold these cards up with a ring light on them to bring them close to the camera. Nine of Swords is worry, is stress, is anxiety, is not being able to sleep, can be regret, is what am I going to do? Somebody is very, very worried. Very worried. Somebody cannot sleep. Somebody is in absolute torment. The card is in reverse. Can be interpreted in various ways, but this reversal for me, because of what's sitting down here, the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords, this is maximum torment. This person is tortured by what they have done. Absolutely tortured by what they have done. No idea who this person could be. So you will have to form your own opinion on that, of course. I'm just investigating the energy around this tweet, that information is coming to light which could crush all claims against the Daily Mail. And I did actually go and look at his Twitter account, and as far as I am aware that is his Twitter account, and that was there on it. So tell me, does Harry know that there is now a problem, or potentially a problem, with the case, with the claims, with the evidence? Yeah, the world in reverse, absolutely. Absolutely, and this is devastating. It's an infinity symbol. It's also a kind of a keyhole. The world is about endings, about successfully completing something. He thought this was a slam dunk. He thought this was an absolutely dead cert, this court case. And I think he was quite late to the party. I'm not quite sure. So that's wild speculation. There's just a ton of wild speculation in this reading, because we're doing it for fun, of course. But the world in reverse tells me that he is very afraid that this is all going to go horribly, horribly wrong. This is all very surprising to me as a reader. I wasn't expecting these cards. I wasn't expecting this story to pop up. I thought this was absolutely, this is one he's definitely going to win, and probably deserves to win, because what they did was heinous. The newspapers in the past, absolutely, particularly to Chelsea and to Kate Middleton, as she then was. So yeah, Harry is in a world of doubt. He's very worried. He thinks that this might all end in a terrible disaster. So let's see how it's going to impact the case. Is it going to have a negative effect on the case, or is the case going to go the way of the claimants without too much trouble? We've got Queen of Swords in reverse. It is going to have an impact on the case with the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is possibly the I don't know who the judge is who's going to hear this case, but there's going to be some very harsh criticism. And I saw this in the previous reading. So this reading is confirming the cards that came up in the previous reading for me as a reader. And I saw criticism there. I thought there might be some very harsh words reserved for the claimants. It doesn't mean that they're going to lose, even though Harry is very afraid that they are going to lose with the world in reverse, and that it's going to reflect very poorly on him personally, because the world in these royal readings for me is about publicity, is about the world's eyes being on a situation, and he has done everything in his power today by showing up in person to draw attention to himself on his worldwide privacy tour. But the Queen of Swords in reverse, there's somebody there, a very angry woman, a woman who is who uses her mental faculties, so that would be a judge, who is unbiased, who is used to assessing things and analysing things and making decisions based on facts, not based on emotions. That would be a judge. So my opinion, for me, the impact of this possible doctoring of evidence, as claimed by Gavin Burrows himself, could lead to some heavy criticism from the court, from the judge. I'm not saying that they're going to lose the case, but I am saying that there might be, they might look back at this and think, ooh, this is this thing that everyone's going to remember. We're going to court because these reporters and investigators and private eyes and everything were doing all these dreadful things, invading innocent girls' privacy and medical records and all kinds of stuff which they should not have been doing, and yet we now end up with our reputation sullied. We have got 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords as our underlying energy. We've got someone who is trying to keep in control of the situation, trying to hang on to their coin. We have got a rather sinister female figure lurking in the background, a very toxic energy hovering around the PI in question. We have got a very worried somebody. When I ask if there has been some hanky-panky, it looks as if there has, because we've got very worried someone, and Harry himself very worried, fearing that this could all go horribly wrong, and criticism at the very least in the outcome position. So there it is, all just energy, or just for fun, or just opinion. And thank you for watching. We'll have to keep an eye on this one and see how it goes, and I will see you again tomorrow.